So hey guys, Tom here and welcome to the Political Compass. So I'm gonna do this test just to see where I stand today. I already have done it before, but it's fine, we can do it again. Now I consider myself a centrist because, well, I have plenty of right-wing, I guess traditionally right-wing talking points, and plenty of left-wing, I guess, talking points. They're all libertarian. Very few of them are authoritarian, but still. Anyways, let's go. Let's begin. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. I agree. I mean, it should. Whether it will or not, I'm not that optimistic when it comes to that, but it definitely should. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. To a degree, yeah, absolutely. I mean, just there's some stuff that not even I could support if my country did, and there is definitely room to criticize my country, but I would try to support it as much as possible. None chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Oh God, I strongly disagree with that. The country has certain values. The people in the country have certain values. You grew up in the country, you get some of those values regardless of whether you want them or not. In other words, it's being proud of your country is being proud of the things your country taught you by extension. So it's not foolish to be proud of it if you don't choose it. I don't believe in cultural relativism. I don't think everyone's culture is better than everyone else's culture. My culture taught me that pedophilia is wrong. Pakistani culture doesn't teach that. Pakistan as a country doesn't teach that. I am better. I am better than, in terms of ideas, I hold better ideas than the Pakistani person who thinks it's okay to just rape a bunch of kids, or rape women. I am better than that person. I am. Simply by the principles I stand for, the ideas I hold, because we can objectively say that my ideas are better. We can definitely say that. Pedophilia does so much harm that you can't even debate it, really. But yeah, our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. No, I don't believe races have superior qualities. I haven't been shown any evidence of that. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Not particularly. In some cases that might be the case, but at that point it's purely coincidental, I think. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. I do agree. Yeah, there is some justification to defying international law, especially if your enemy has complete disregard of international law. International law is this giant maze. If you kind of break the rules and cheat a bit and break a few walls in order to get to the end of the maze, in order to get to the end of the maze, I mean, as long as you don't break all the walls to get there, your enemy might be breaking all the walls, but if you break some of the walls or keeping the others intact and trying to find a way around them, I don't think it's bad, just breaking some of the rules rather than all of the rules. Depending on the enemy, of course. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. To a degree, yeah, I mean, things are taught to people, as in entertainment, things are taught to people that might not be correct. So, to a degree, yeah, that's true. To another degree, entertainment allows people to find new information that might be correct, and find it in a more entertaining way, therefore be interested in watching, in finding that entertainment. Anyways, let's move on. Okay. Page 2. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. No, fuck you. Fuck that communist bullshit, honestly. No, people are divided more by nationality than by class. No, I can fucking guarantee you that the poor person in fucking Saudi Arabia, I can guarantee you that the poor person in Saudi Arabia with the poor person in Greece have nothing in common. They've got nothing in common. That's because of nationality. That's because of the things their country taught them. As I said, as I said before, your country teaches you certain things. Your country has certain ideas. So yeah, controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. No, fuck it. I think there's a balance. You can control both without having to focus on one rather than the other. So I disagree with that. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. I agree. I do agree. Corporations can't really be trusted to do it voluntarily. They're looking for profit. They're not looking for. They are looking to kind of virtue signal to the population. Go like, see guys, we take the extra step and we help the environment, while also making plenty of profit, and that might encourage people to switch to them. But that's assuming that the corporation has competition, which in some cases might not be the case. Therefore, they can do whatever the hell they want. So yeah, I guess corporations aren't reliable enough. From each to his ability, to each according to his need, is a fundamentally good idea. I don't know. I mean, I'd imagine. Yeah, I kind of agree with that statement. But yeah, let's move on. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. No, just no. This is just idealistic. It's unrealistically idealistic. Just, oh god. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I'm not a Native American. Why would I believe that? Jesus Christ. No, of course not. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Well, the people that manipulate money and make personal fortunes, they do contribute to society. They contribute to their country's economy, definitely. So they do contribute, so that's what I disagree with. I don't think that they contribute nothing. I think they contribute something. That could be good, that could be bad, but they do contribute something. And they do have personal fortunes and stuff. So I don't agree with the premise of the question, or rather the question itself, I guess. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Yup, absolutely. I am a known protectionist. A lot of my side of the field, the left libertarians, they tend to be very free market. I don't believe in free markets. Free markets are a freaking jungle. It's not. How can you have a free market? I don't get that. Just how could that work? That can work, but how can it work reliably to a certain degree? I mean, you have to have some restrictions, obviously. You have to kind of protect your industry from destructive foreign competition, to quote Victoria's two protectionists. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. I mean, that is the only social responsibility. Should it be? No. The rich are too highly taxed. The rich are too highly taxed. I'd imagine, no, I disagree to a degree. I mean, I think they are going to be too highly taxed in the future as, a social democratic and socialist democratic policies start, getting more and more of a foothold. But yeah, not right now. Those with the ability to pay should have the right to higher standards of medical care. I mean, if you can pay a little extra, I mean, I wouldn't agree with it, but I mean, that's how it's gonna be, I guess. Should it happen? No. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Oh, I agree. Yeah, sure. A genuine free market requires restriction on the ability of predatory multinationals to create monopolies. Absolutely. It absolutely should. I don't want monopolies to form. I don't want them to form by government. I don't want them to form on their own. I think they can both form on their own and by government, which most people don't think that for whatever reason. I don't know. So people always take this stance of, oh, monopolies are created by the government. Oh, they're created by the free market. And why can't it be both? I mean, I'd imagine that that's what's going on. That's what I know. The freer the market, the freer the people. Not necessarily. Abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be legal. No. If the child is deformed, I think the mother should have the right to do a freaking pity kill and just go and abort it before it's born and has to deal with being deformed. I think if the child is going to be retarded or have like mental issues, the mother should also be able to make the call there. I think the father should have a say in it as well, not just the mother. Not as big of a say as the mother, I'd imagine, because, well, here's the thing with progressives. They talk about taking away all kinds of all kinds of rights that people have. The right to free speech. Oh, well, you have the right to free speech, but you can't say anything other than hello. I mean, we didn't take your right to free speech away. It's just you can't say only one thing. But yeah, they keep trying to take people's rights away. But when it comes to abortion, they're like, oh, the inalienable right of the woman to her own body. I mean, it's kind of funny. I find it funny. I just wanted to mention it because, well, I will get into that. The hypocrisy of it all, because they are railing against every other right, but when you talk about abortion, it's about the woman's inalienable right, All authority should be questioned. I agree, yeah, sure. An eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth? No. An eye for an eye makes the whole go blind, of course, yeah. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I strongly disagree on that. I think cultural places like theaters or museums should survive whether or not the taxpayer wants it, or whether or not the stupid teenage kids go there or the 23-year-olds go there. I don't care. I don't care if it's only 60-year-old men that go to theaters and museums, if it's only 2 people in the entire country that go there. These things should survive. They are cultural heritage. And if people don't want to respect it, they should pay for it, frankly. Schools should not make class attendance compulsory. Oh, no. I'm going to school, but frankly, I want classroom attendance compulsory because, well, I'd rather they do. But I'm thinking about it now that sure, every kid would leave, but if they want an education, they would definitely stay. The parents would also be able to force their kid to stay at school. So the people who want an education get it. The people who don't want an education don't get it and suffer the consequences. Actually, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. That they should not make the class attendance compulsory. All people have the rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep their own kind. I agree to a degree. I mean, it's gonna classify me as some sort of racist, I guess, but screw it, I'm not a racist. I know I'm not a racist, and I know that this is not a racist thing to say. I mean, to a degree it's peaceful segregation, but I do think that people should keep to their own kind, I guess. I mean, I don't really care about this in terms of race. I care about this more as in nationalities. Nationalities and national values. If you have a lot of Pakistanis in a community, and then you have like the few poor Greek kids, lots of injustices will happen against those Greek kids, and you know why? They're a minority. They're the minority, and the majority doesn't care about them. And frankly, lots of stuff will happen. It is better. It's objectively better, frankly. If we stick to our own kind. Should that be the case? Now, that's another argument. But it's objectively better. It is. If people want to just sit there and say, well, yeah, but you're robbing the right of the black person to be in, say, Germany. Well, I think the black person should be in Germany. I just think that, well, it's better if not, you don't have a billion black people. Not a billion, but a large part of black people be in Germany, and then a large part of the white people be in Germany, because that's gonna cause problems. That's definitely gonna cause problems. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. No, I haven't been spanked in my entire life, and it might produce good results, but I think I turned out fine. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Sure, yeah, I agree. Possessing marijuana for personal use, well, it is natural for them to do it, but I disagree in them doing it. I try to discourage them from doing it. I mean, I try to say everything. I try to tell my parents everything. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. I agree absolutely. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I agree, yeah, I agree. The cultural stuff can take a backseat, even though I'm more interested in the cultural stuff still. I see the value of being equipped to find jobs rather than being equipped to go to philosophy courses or something. You know, people with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. I don't think they shouldn't be allowed. I think they should be discouraged. Most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. No, that's gonna turn out into a totalitarian regime. So no, I strongly disagree. There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. No. That's cultural relativism right there. No, some cultures are savage. Some cultures are civilized. It's not a matter of skin color. It's not a matter of race. It's not a matter of anything like that. It's a matter of just cultural values, national interests, all kinds of stuff like that. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. I agree strongly. When you're troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. I'm kind of torn in that. I need to be truly neutral on this one. In some cases it is, in some cases it's not, and I fear this is gonna turn into like this opium of the masses. So, you know, people will be living shitty lives, and the government will be exploiting that by giving them, I don't know, religion or mass media or whatever. So I disagree, just mildly. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. I agree, to a degree. I mean, yeah. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. No, friend, no. No, it's not always good for us. It could be. No broadcasting institution, however independent content, should receive public funding. I mean, I agree to a degree. Sure, I agree. How I see wider society, okay. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. I disagree. Whatever civil liberties are being excessively curbed need to be excessively curbed to deal with the situation. Now, if our governments didn't refuse to deal with the situation, we wouldn't have to have all these civil liberties taken from us. And by dealing with the situation, I mean sending a multinational army down to where ISIS is and fighting them. Believe me, they will accept it. They'll come out and fight. They're fanatics. They want to win. Sure, there will be a huge loss of life in that final battle, but they want to die a good fight. They want it. This is why they're provoking us. They've got like this newspaper named after some village in Syria or something. And in that newspaper, they think of like some glorious battle happening in that village, and they want to lure us in that village. Obviously, it would be a trap, but I think we could defeat them either way. They're too idealistic, too delusional, and too religious. You know, oh, Allah has our back and shit. That they can't think rationally. They can't say, oh, wait a minute. If we fight them on an open field here, we're all going to die and our cause will be in vain. No, they're like, okay, we're gonna die for Allah. It's ridiculous. A significant advantage of a one-party state that avoids all arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. It is that is a true statement, but I think you're telling me if I agree with a one-party state, which I do not. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. I mean, to a degree, but I still don't want surveillance. I still don't want to be surveilled in my house. In public areas, everywhere outside in the public, I'm fine. Put cameras everywhere outside, but just not in my house. Don't put it in my house. Put it everywhere outside of there. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. Oh, I strongly agree with that. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Hierarchies are important to society, so I agree to a degree. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. Oh, I agree with that. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I disagree slightly. It is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. I agree with that statement. The guy who killed 40 people and has been in prison 4 times for killing 40 people each time, therefore he killed 160 people. That person isn't worth rehabilitating, I think. The business person, the manufacturer, are more important than the writer and the artist. I disagree, but that's mainly because I like being a writer and an artist, I guess. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Not necessarily. I mean, that's how I'd run my household. But not necessarily. What people can choose this stuff when they enter relationships, I think. It's up to the people in the relationship to decide that. And, individual choice is the choice of the partner. Stuff like that. Multinational corporations are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. From what I've seen, yeah, they are to a degree. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. No, not necessarily. We go through that, okay, you find this proposition of religion a breeze. Astrology accurately explains many things. Yeah, no, that it doesn't. Just screw you. You cannot be moral without being religious. Absolutely no. You can take the middle finger. Charity is better than social security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. No, I disagree slightly. Some people are naturally unlucky. Yeah, no, that doesn't happen, I think. It's important that my child's school instills religious values. My country has as a national value its religion. I'm from Greece, as I've already stated. Here in Greece, my country was founded on the Greek Orthodox religion. It was on the Greek Orthodox religion and the Greek language. These are the two things my country was founded on. These are two fundamental national values of my country. I have no problem with my country instilling religious values or keeping the population of it religious. I have no problem with it. My country was founded on the Greek Orthodox religion. What I have a problem with, and I still defend this national value, even though I'm an atheist. I have left the church, but I've left it on relatively good terms, and I don't see the harm the Orthodox Church might be doing. So since it's not a harmful national value, since it doesn't harm the country, its people, or other countries and their people, I don't see why national values in my country shouldn't be instilled. So I guess I'll have to agree on that. I know it means just religious values in general, but screw it. I'll just agree with that. Sex outside of marriage is usually immoral. I don't know. I mean, no. I'd say no. I'd say absolutely no. I'd imagine. I mean, listen, right? I don't think that it's even usually immoral. I think it's just... It's not... I think what people can do whatever the hell they want. So I strongly disagree, I guess. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. I am kinda torn on this issue. From one, there hasn't been enough testing. I fear this could go horribly wrong, with children being grown, not being grown as mentally stable as they could be, or having a weird understanding of the world. But at the same time, I want these people to have that right, so I'm kind of torn. I guess I'll go with agree. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. No, not even only the adult population. I think it should be legal for a large part of the population. The teenage population, 12-year-olds, like from 12 plus, I think it should be absolutely legal. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Oh, absolutely. No one can feel naturally homosexual. I disagree. I think you can. I guess I strongly disagree, actually. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. Yeah, no, I disagree. I don't think that. Now let's see where I stand. See, this is why I call myself true centrist. Look at this. Look how close to this I am. I'm left-leaning. I'm left libertarian-leaning, obviously, but look at how close to the center I am. Just look at this. It's a tiny distance. It's a tiny distance. And I'm not even like I'm relatively libertarian, but not too libertarian, I'd imagine. I mean, look at this scale, right? Look at this scale. I'd imagine that like this over here is what is like the platform of a liberal. This box right here, actually. This is like a socialist. This is like a democratic socialist. Everywhere here is democratic socialist. Then down here, these three over here are libertarians. Then down here are anarchists. Down here are anarchists. Then you have right libertarians here. You have right liberals here. And then from here you have like conservatives. Then here on this side you've got conservatives. Then from here you've got like militarists here. You've got real socialists here. Then you've got communists somewhere here, and fascists and Nazis somewhere here. So I'd imagine that's how the scale is. But yeah,